Hello, I'm Kevin Modlin, and I'm an employee owner here at InSource. When I'm not starring in web videos like this one, I manage the tech support and field service teams here. Thanks for tuning in to the 5th episode in our series, Extreme Factory Makeover, Operational Efficiency Edition. I hope you're getting value out of the series, which reminds me, if you haven't already seen episodes 1 through 4, now would be a good time to go back and view those. I'll wait. Welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to spend about 15 minutes helping you think through the question, what's the right technology for our OEE improvement project? Without some other context, this question is similar to the question, which delivery truck should I buy? The answer to that question depends on the mission. Here are 2 candidate delivery trucks. If your mission is to deliver packages in my neighborhood, the CAT 797B isn't going to work very well. On the other hand, if you're delivering rocks to the crusher at the quarry, the UPS Eco-Trike definitely isn't going to be the right choice. And yes, UPS does use delivery trucks like this, just not in the US. So, just how does one go about understanding the mission characteristics for a piece of software? You might be tempted to start your search by Googling OEE software. If you do, you'll find that there are lots of choices in the marketplace. All of the large automation software providers have tools for OEE, as do many of the upstarts, and there are likely companies you've never heard of in the mix as well. Unfortunately, this might leave you feeling like you have analysis paralysis. Well, let's dive into this by circling back to a concept that Rob introduced in episode 3. That concept is scalable solution. As a reminder, Rob suggested that a point solution fulfills an immediate need, whereas a framework solution is designed to support clear, long-term business objectives around continuous improvement. And a sustainable program addresses technologies, roles and responsibilities, and the process changes required to maximize your return on investment. On the slide over my shoulder, you'll see that I've grouped the logos of some of the key players in the OEE technology space into 3 groups that align with our scalable solution concept. The groups are point solution vendors, bundled solution vendors, where you buy a point solution with mandatory consulting, and framework solution vendors. I use dotted lines around the bubbles and show some overlap between them because it's not my intention to represent this as an absolute. Rather, it's a way to begin to think about the tools in a relative manner using our scalable solution concept. By the way, I'm not asserting that there's a single right bubble to focus on, and there's definitely not a single right choice for all OEE improvement projects. So let's explore the kinds of capabilities you might expect to find in a point solution relative to OEE. I/O connectivity. Point solutions will almost certainly have the capacity to connect to field I/O like PLCs to automate data collection. This is a key part of why you would invest in an application. 2 primary differences exist with respect to I/O connectivity. First is how you connect to the data. Some applications are limited to one protocol like OPC, whereas other vendors have direct drivers for many different kinds of field devices. The second difference would be in the logic that you can apply on top of the raw data. Some applications will associate a single I/O value to a particular machine state, whereas others will allow you to create Boolean logic that can merge multiple I/O values together to determine a machine state. Pre-built reports. There will of course be some suite of reports covering at least downtime and OEE. The ability to customize these to suit your specific needs will vary from package to package. Simple analysis. Point solutions will likely have simple analysis tools like Pareto charts, but might be missing more sophisticated analysis charts. A pre-designed user interface. The user interface that's designed to provide additional categorization and display real-time information will likely be fixed with minimal ability to modify. OEE calculations. Point solutions will have a mechanism for calculating OEE. Differences will be in fidelity or how often the number is calculated. Is it available in real time, once per hour, at the end of the shift, or on some other frequency? Let's move on to framework solutions. A framework solution would likely have all of the capabilities of a point solution plus more comprehensive I/O connectivity. A framework solution is likely to have comprehensive I/O connectivity options. Practically speaking, this means that the system has a better suite of connection tools. This might be important for you if you have many different types of I/O sources in your production facility. Enhanced logic processing. Framework solutions often have significantly better native logic capabilities. This means you're less likely to need to customize PLC programming to support your downtime and OEE requirements. It also means that there are more distinct machine states that can be automatically recognized. Line OEE. This is the ability to calculate OEE for a multi-part production line as opposed to just for a single piece of equipment. ERP integration. A framework solution is more likely to support integration to your ERP system. This can be important if you want to connect to the ERP system to get master data about the SKU being produced at any given time, or to transfer production volume information into the ERP. Ad hoc analysis tools. Framework solutions will often have more powerful analysis tools with specialized chart types like heat maps, packed bubbles, scatter plots, and more. UI customization. A framework solution will typically allow for complete customization of user interface elements, allowing you to tailor the displays to your needs. This can help you draw focus to items that are critical to you and eliminate screen real estate devoted to things that you don't use. Add-on modules. This is, of course, the key differentiator for frameworks versus point solutions. By their very nature, framework solutions can be extended into other functional areas. I want to go through some examples of the types of add-on modules that you might expect. First would be quality. A quality module would add the capability to collect and monitor critical to quality information from the shop floor. Things you could expect are sampling plans, SPC analysis of product or process data, and SPC rule violation alerting. Energy. An energy module adds the capability to more accurately track energy consumption by area and product. This data is often used for energy intensity analysis to better understand the variable cost structure of products or product families and to identify and remedy high-impact energy loss areas. Inventory management. This functionality allows for detailed tracking of raw material, work in progress, or finished good tracking by inventory location. It might also allow for tracking of sublocation or storage containers. Genealogy. A genealogy add-on is required if you need to track and identify constituent components of your finished product, or if you need to be able to trace the consumption of a specific lot of raw material. Workflow or business process management. A BPM module allows for the orchestration of human actions that are triggered by an event in the process. To connect this back to OEE, suppose that there are some types of downtime that require a specific recovery procedure and approval. A workflow can be initiated by the recognition of that downtime. That workflow might get routed to the frontline operator with a recovery procedure that includes fields for capturing relevant context. Once the recovery has been completed, the workflow can be routed to the area supervisor for approval and then to the quality department for notification. There are other kinds of add-on modules as well, but I don't want to spend too much time on these. Instead, I just wanted to give you an idea of the kinds of capabilities that an OEE framework solution might enable other than just downtime and OEE. Remember, I'm not saying that either point or framework solution is better than the other. The right solution depends on your short and long-term needs. The secret sauce in sustainable programs is not the technology, but the people and process elements that surround that. Recognizing that this episode is expressly about technology, I'd like to ask you to indulge me with a few minutes to give you my take on a sustainable solution. A sustainable program is most often implemented with a framework technology, but doesn't have to be. The key adders for a sustainable solution are implementation guidance. Not just how, but the why. You should expect to get information about best practices for deploying and using the system. This might include things like, how many levels of event category assignment are reasonable? How do you arrive at reasonable theoretical capabilities? By the way, this is a very important element of performance as a component of OEE, so it deserves very careful consideration and review. How many distinct downtime triggers are reasonable given the automation in place today? What techniques might you use to present real-time information to shop floor personnel in the most meaningful way? Coaching. Coaching in this context doesn't happen in a conference room. It happens on the shop floor when and where your people are working. You can expect coaching in areas like, how will frontline personnel use this tool on a day-to-day basis? How will the organization set, recognize, and then periodically review trigger points that precipitate continuous improvement actions? How will the data be reviewed and leveraged at key meetings like shift turnover meetings? How will the program's effectiveness be audited? Again, for maximum effectiveness, consultants working in this area should be working shoulder to shoulder with your staff while they digest the information coming from a new tool and learn to leverage it to make incremental and sustained improvements. So let me take a few minutes to give you what I think are the top 10 questions you should ask yourself to narrow down the technology choices and project charter for your OEE improvement project. First, does my plant have existing automation that can be used to derive machine state and production counts? If not, you'll want to consider a simpler manual system or be prepared to tackle the addition of automation. Second, is my organization ready for a technology that will require discipline both in data entry and in analysis? If not, is that something that I can address concurrently? Third, do I have future requirements that tilt toward a framework solution? Fourth, is my organization equipped to set targets or benchmarks and drive continuous improvement activities to get to those? Fifth, does my company have IT standards that come into play? That would be things like the need to support a standard business intelligence tool for reports. Or does your organization have a preference for a specific relational database management system like SQL Server or Oracle? Or do you need to support a specific virtualization technology? Sixth, can my organization tackle the change management that will inevitably be a part of an implementation of a technology like this? Seventh, will ERP integration be required for things like production schedules or production volume reporting? Number 8, will you want to capture related production information for analysis or comparison? Things like shift, meaning time of day, or work team, meaning the group of people currently operating the line, or the current SKU or product that's being made. Ninth, how many different SKUs or products do you produce? Larger numbers of SKUs will probably translate to more distinct theoretical rates and more opportunity related to changeover. And number 10, do you have real-time information about good and bad quality? This will be required if you expect to calculate the quality component of OEE in real time. There are techniques for dealing with after-the-fact quality, but obviously that negates the ability to calculate the components of OEE and present that in real time. If you do quality testing offline, make sure that the tool you select can support this. Okay, as I begin to wind down this discussion, or lecture if that's the way you see it, I want to draw your attention back to the maturity matrix. You saw this picture in episodes 2 and 3. Since InSource was founded, we've been a technology provider. But along the way, we've come to understand and believe that technology alone is not enough. If you're considering an OEE improvement project, or any major technology project for that matter, I urge you to spend at least as much energy planning for the people and process elements to ensure that your organization can act with disciplined execution to drive improvements. As a real-world example, I want to convey a story that you probably wouldn't expect to hear from a vendor. Several years ago, I personally was the technology lead for a large, multi-site OEE rollout. I like to believe that we had very good technology, carefully thought out and implemented in a best practice way. We had good information from the control system, an easy-to-use interface for the shop floor personnel to categorize events, good reports, data aggregation to a corporate level, and more. And yet the customer never realized the return that was expected. To this day, we and the client consider this project a failure. In fact, if you visit one of those sites today, you'll find no trace of the technology that we worked so hard to implement. As a technology supplier, we failed our customer by not helping them understand and address the people and process impacts. I'm not proud to have been a part of that, but it did teach us valuable lessons that we've used to help subsequent customers obtain some seriously outstanding results. The truth of the matter is that the tool you select won't be the key to a significant payback. The value of an OEE solution comes when your organization is infused with a culture of action and understands what corrective actions to take based on a disciplined analysis of the data provided by your chosen technology. It may be that a paper log or a spreadsheet is the right technology choice for your OEE project right now. Once you've gotten all you can from that, it'll be time to invest in a more capable solution, and we'd like a chance to help you do that.
So thank you, Kevin. That is indeed the bottom line, isn't it? We all want progress, and when it comes to manufacturing solutions, the real ROI comes from your ability to combine relevant data, in our case today OEE, with clarity on what to do with that data and a culture of action. Hello everyone, my name is Ann Kroom. I'm President and CEO at InSource Solutions, and we hope you all enjoyed today's presentation by Kevin on how to decide on the right technology for your OEE project. I thought Kevin did a wonderful job of giving you a way to narrow down your choices based on your objectives or the mission you've been given. And as a quick plug, I'll remind you, if you don't have clarity on your mission, that's where InSource can help, and we'd love to have that opportunity. We hope you'll join us again in 3 weeks for episode 6, where the topic will be an actual demo of a solution developed using the Wonderware OEE toolset. It's no secret that Wonderware has been our partner of choice for a long time, and I think this demonstration will give you an idea of why. This episode 6 will be on demand only, but you can go to our website now and sign up so that you'll be able to see the full recorded demonstration the moment it's available. And finally, I'd like to take a moment to promote our Extreme Factory Makeover contest. We want everyone to take the 10% challenge and find 10% productivity improvement this year. And if you already know or just suspect that 10% improvement results are within reach for your organization, but you just don't have the budget to get kick-started, listen closely. We're putting our money where our mouth is and offering a free 2-week engagement from InSource and Wonderware and a $45,000 software and services value. And we'd love to work with you. So go now to our website to register to win. The final deadline for submittal is April 20th. So we invite you to take the 10% challenge. And if you'd like to learn more in the meantime, please contact us at the number on the screen to schedule a free InSource consultation. See you next time.